welcome back. In the next couple of lessons, I've got a really exciting topic for you. We're going to be talking about NLP, Natural Language Processing. Natural language processing is a huge field. It used to be a subfield of artificial intelligence, actually, but it moved more and more into the domain of machine learning. And NLP is big business too. All sorts of things fall into the domain of natural language processing. For example, it covers things like search, sentiment analysis of tweets or reviews, Google AdWords, automatic translation, spell check, autocorrect, Siri, Alexa, you name it. As you can guess, NLP is what most of Google's earnings actually depend on. Now, how are we going to use NLP for our naive Bayes classifier? Well, we're going to use it to prepare a piece of text for our learning algorithm. We have to convert our email bodies into a form that the algorithm can understand. And this means pre-processing our text. Now, what kind of things do I mean by pre-processing? Here's the high-level overview. First off, we're going to start converting all our text to lowercase. Second, we're going to tokenize our text, meaning we're going to split up the individual words in a sentence. Third, we're going to be removing the stop words. By stop words, I mean very common English words like the word the, which is there to convey grammar rather than meaning. Next, we're also going to strip out the HTML tags that are in the emails. A lot of the emails are not written in plain text, but contain a lot of HTML formatting, which we're not going to feed into our algorithm. Next, we're going to do some word stemming, and that means converting the individual words to their stem word. So for example, if you have the words going, goes, and go, then all of these words actually share the same word stem. It's only really the grammar that changes their spelling. By stemming the words, we're able to treat them all as the same word. And lastly, we're also going to remove the punctuation. And that is because, as you can tell, our naive Bayes classifier will ignore the grammar. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to add a few markdown cells, once again, in Jupyter, so that we can find this section really easily when we're scrolling through it. So I'll call the first heading Natural Language Processing, with 2 S's, not 3. And then I'll add a subheading that reads Text Pre-Processing. Now, the first step is normalizing the casing of the letters. Very often, the case of the words should not matter. If I search for what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow, then if I were to type, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Now, even though that is horrible to read, the answer to this vitally important question should not depend on the upper or lower casing of my letters. And you can also verify at home that when you type in a search query, Google completely ignores the upper casing of your letters. The casing of the letters doesn't affect our search results. And similarly, for our spam classifier, we will treat the words loan or Viagra the same way regardless whether they're spelled with uppercase letters or lowercase letters. So coming back to our Python code, suppose we have a message. We have some sort of string that reads, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Full stop. How can we convert all of these letters to lowercase? How can we ignore the casing of the words in this string? Well, Python strings have a handy little function called lower. So MSG dot lower parentheses will actually convert all the letters in this string to lowercase. So you can see that Jack becomes lowercase and the word for all also becomes lowercase. So converting to lowercase is one kind of text pre-processing that you can do. Now, for a lot of other pre-processing that we're going to do, we're going to use a Python package called the Natural Language Toolkit, or NLTK. The website for this module looks like this. It's on nltk.org. And this is actually a package that almost every professional in the NLP field will use at some point for their natural language processing needs. The NLTK package can do a huge number of things, and we're going to start using it with some of the fundamentals, namely pre-processing our text so that our machine learning algorithm can use it. Now, since we're going to be using the NLTK resources, I'm going to add a very quick section heading here to download the NLTK resources, and those include something called a tokenizer and a list of stop words, amongst other things. But before I do that, I'm going to import the package itself, along with a couple of the tools. So I'm going to come up here to my notebook imports, and I'm going to say import NLTK. And then from nltk.stem, we're going to import the porter stemmer. From nltk.corpus, we're going to import the stop words, and from nltk.tokenize, we're going to import word_tokenize. I think this will do for now. We're going to import the package as a whole, and then we're going to import 3 additional pieces of functionality: the porter stemmer, the stop words, and a word tokenizer. So I'm going to hit Shift Enter on the cell, and then scroll down here to our section where I'm going to show you how to download the NLTK resources. And this is what we're going to do in the next lesson to tokenize our words. I'll see you there.